Hello, I'm Rashi Goel and I'm legal intern at LEXIS and Company. In today's video, I'll be talking about probation. So the term probation is derived from a Latin word probare, which means to test or to prove. It is a treatment device that is developed as a non-custodial alternative that is used by the magistracy where the guilt is established. But it is considered that imposing of prison sentence would do no good. Imprisonment decreases the convict's capacity to readjust to the normal society, and association with the professional delinquents often has undesired effects. Now, let's discuss the objective of probation. The most important object of the probation system is to prevent the conversion of first-time offenders into the obstinate offenders. The aim of criminal law is to persuade the reformation of the wrongdoer rather than punishing him with the imprisonment, as an alternative to keeping a suspect within the toughened offenders in the jail. Also, the court of law can direct personal freedom on the promise of good conduct and can direct a period of regulation over criminal. This is the idea behind probation. Next is law of probation in India. Section 360 of the Criminal Procedure Code 1974 talks about probation, and Section 361 makes it mandatory for the judge to declare the reason for not awarding the benefit of probation. Now, let's discuss Section 360. It says that it is the order to release on probation of good conduct and after admonition. It is intended to be used to prevent young person from being committed to jail, where they may associate with the hardened criminals who may lead them to the further along the path of crime, and even to help mature men who for the first time may have committed the offense or crime through ignorance or through some bad influence of the others, and who might be expected to be the good citizen. It is not intended that this section should only be applied to the experienced men of the world who deliberately flouted the law and committed the offense. Similarly, Section 3 and Section 4 of the Probation of Offenders Act 1958 talks about the admonition and probation of good conduct. Section 5 of this act talks about the compensation and cost. It says that along with the order under Section 3 and Section 4, the court can furnish an additional order directing the offender who is released after the due admonition or released on probation of good conduct to pay compensation as the court thinks fit shall be reasonable for the loss or the injury which is caused to the victim due to the offender and the cost of the proceedings. Also, Section 14 of the same Act talks about the duties of probation officers. These duties are subjected to the restrictions and conditions which are laid down by the court in specific orders. First duty is to inquire with the suitable circumstances and surroundings of the house of the probationer and submit the report to the court. Second duty is to supervise the probationers placed under him and help them to find employment. Third duty is to advise and assist the probationer in payment of cost and compensation. Fourth duty is to advise and assist the offender released under Section 4, that is for good conduct. And the fifth is to perform prescribed duties. Lastly, let's talk about the violation of probation. The offender of probation is expected to follow some rules which is known as conditions and terms of probation. If the offender fails to follow such conditions of probation, then he is said to have violated the conditions of probation. And such violation results in imprisonment, revocation of probation, modification of the condition, or imposing structured sanction, where structured sanction means jail time, house arrest, community service, or even electric surveillance. And when probationers are accused of violating probation conditions, then he is entitled to the hearing before the judge. The judge then decides whether to cancel the probation or to modify the conditions, and according to the type of violation which is committed by the offender. If the probation is cancelled, then the offender is sentenced to jail. And if judge choose to modify the conditions, such modification is related to the violation. Thank you everyone for watching my video. I hope you guys liked it. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to let me know your feedback in the comment section. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe and stay healthy.